Hello and welcome to FHS's English Digital class for Standard 7. This is your English teacher Swarnali Roy, and today we are going to start a class on writing skill. The topic that we are going to study in depth is story writing. So, what is a story? A story is an account of a series of related events or experiences, whether true or fictitious. Now, why should we be concerned about stories? Why do they matter? Stories are universal, which means that everyone in this world represents themselves through stories. Each of our cultures have a unique way to express. Stories also help us to understand our place in the world. What this means is that our stories change with the time we live in. The more informed we are about our surroundings, the more relevant our stories appear. Stories even help us to act wisely. Most of us have grown up listening to stories from our grandmothers or watching stories in the form of cartoons or anime that often have an inherent message within them. It can be about different values like bravery, friendship, honesty, discipline, etc. Stories help shape our perspective of the world. You can understand this by the fact that when you talk among your friends, you are excited to share what has happened in your life. So, these stories are a collection of your experiences. Similarly, when you listen to a story of your friend's life, you become so involved in it that you start living a part of their experience. Also, stories pass down knowledge and morals. Such stories containing moral, emotional, and intellectual values have been passed on from generations to generations. On to the most important part now: how to write stories. You have to place a relevant title of the story. Use only past tense to write a story. Maintain proper order of the story with a proper beginning, middle, and end. The sentences should be interconnected. The starting line of the story should attract the attention of the readers. It should also have a moral in the end. And as per CBSE, your word limit should be between 150 to 200 words. After learning all the rules, here's a format to help you understand better. As you can see on your screen, there must be a title in bold letters. The beginning of the story introduces your story. The second paragraph, which is the middle section of the story, should have details about it. If needed, you can also form a third paragraph which will also be part of the middle section, and it will contain additional information about the story. At last, the concluding paragraph must contain the ending of the story followed by a moral. Let's focus on dialogues of the story, how to write dialogues in the proper way. Here's a chart on dialogues and its punctuation. Although it has already been done in the last class, you can still refresh your memory by looking at the position of commas and inverted commas, which are also known as speech marks. Also, make it a point to avoid the repeated usage of the word then while starting every sentence of the story. There are a number of words which can replace then. View the word then as a criminal and go for other words to expand your vocabulary and make your story attention worthy. Here's an example of a story for you. It is titled Four Friends and a Hunter. Observe and read the story as well as its style of writing in past tense with a proper beginning, middle, and end, followed by a very relevant moral for the readers. As we have come to the end of the video, I would like to remind you that we are all made of stories. This much for today. Thank you. Stay at home and stay safe, everyone.